Video games. Video games. You're gonna have to come along with it. No, come on. Video games. Video games. I knew you did it that time. All right, let's go into the 5th. Parallel universe. Ooh, I didn't even explain what the parallel universe actually is. Oops. Thankfully, I do know. It's a broadly vague description that just says the game's real different. Basically, all of the mechanics we know do something different in the parallel universe. Welcome back, my little cubeling. It's so lovely to... No, not listening. I'm not interested in talking to you anymore. But I was about to make you a very generous offer, my dear. Are you telling me you're not interested in making a deal? La 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 la, not listening. You're a fraud and a cheat, and I'm not gonna waste any time arguing with you. I'm figuring this whole place out, and I'm making a plan. So you might as well just go put me back in for another fight right now. Well, if you insist, you don't have much time left after all. Let's try another little twist on the rules and see how you like that. That little twist on the rules? Everything's different. Ain't never seen none of these before. All right, so we've got capacitor, fine to do 2 damage and 1 shock, 2 specific lightning damage and 1 shock rather. It's also reusable. Then we have the scrap club, maximum of 4, do 4, and it's always offered scrap. So scrap club is obviously like scrap metal, the inverse of. Screwdriver, do damage on 6 reactivated gadget. Neat. So we'll keep the screwdriver through pretty much the entire combat, or rather entire run, I have to imagine. But each of the keywords effectively does something as different as well. The focus is the same, as it turns out. All dice become 6. Replicate. Copy a random dice. Something we've never seen before, and it's not duplicate. Let's go. I mean, you have 2 die. Alright. So, shock doesn't shock anymore. It, in fact, temporarily disables random equipment and costs HP to unlock, rather than costing a die to unlock. Weaken if you use a 6 and then do a certain amount of earth damage. Weaken is going to be a completely different thing as well, so we'll see what that is when it comes to us. We'll just go for the straight damage. So weaken is I take 1 extra damage from each attack. 1 per point of weaken inflicted. So you can see they're quite significantly different. Yeah! Wait. Oh no, the garden! I remember this voice as well. Yes, get out of here then. And don't you dare pick my raspberries. They're for me and my friends and not for thoughtless adventurers. Look, if you can't be good at accents, just be intense. You win. Beautiful. Something else at random? No! Oh no! Oh no! I'm gonna blow up the club because I do want to try and keep the other piece of equipment for as long as possible. I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep it for much longer though. Spanner. Whoa! Maximum of 5, combine dice and then do 1 damage. Alright. So everything's just gonna be real weird? Fair enough, let's do it then. Alright, I'm a bubble gun. Pop those 2 in. Redo and then bubble gun for the kill. Easy fight. Combine random dice? What? What? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna burn that then. Gemstone staff. So obviously this is like an inverse of staff, the fire one. The interesting thing is it seems to offer me 1 thing guaranteed and then the other option of a random other thing gets destroyed. So I can only guarantee that I keep 1 single thing, right? Because it's either going to be the thing that's offered to destroy or destroy anything except for, right? So if I have 2 pieces of equipment that I'm relying on using them together, that's not a winning strategy because I could lose it real easily. Good to keep that in mind. Drain 1 HP. Neat. Super Rose. Alright. So the Super Rose has... Oh, you're weak to fire, and of course I don't have fire. Rosewood Spear. Gain 2 thorns, do some amount of damage. Gain 2 thorns, do some amount of damage. Alright, so we want them to roll... I mean, if we freeze their dice, we could have a really good time with this. I mean, it has to just be Gemstone Staff. Reduces all die values by 1. So, Frozen is a completely different thing now. And unfortunately, that made that whole turn much worse. I'm going to give that some Flakus. And then I'm going to... Capacitor and Gemstone, I think. Hey! Perfect. That's exactly the kind of turn we were looking for there. Perfect. Yeah, this fight is really unintimidating. Being able to join those two together was really important because it effectively just meant that the enemy's thorns didn't really matter to me. Actually, what do the thorns do here? Restore 4 HP with an attack each turn. Huh. Naturally, they're completely different. Thank heck we completely removed their ability to do anything that turn. Good fight. Well, as the poet said, they are not long, the days of wine and roses. I don't believe you mentioned dice. I'm swooning. Yeah, I'm burning the stuff. Because I want to keep the ability to reuse my... Oh, is that true? Surely that... No, I'm going to risk it. Yeah. Knew it. Ugh. There were 3 other pieces of equipment I could have chosen from. I could have removed either of these 2 happily. Oh well. Start with a wizard? Why would I start with a wizard? More options to power up afterwards? But the wizard's probably more of a problem than the baby squid. Is that true? No. No, it's not. They should be kind of equally disruptive. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. That's extremely not great. So 1 re-equip. The next die you use can be used again on this turn. Haha! Okay, so it's re-equip rather than Fury. Good. Interesting. Very important. Also makes me quite sad that we got this as early as we did, because that would be very useful later. Reason I didn't use it on the first turn is I didn't understand necessarily what it was supposed to do. Focus. Burn. Burning dice can be used on equipment. Will disable that equipment for the rest of the turn and for the next turn. I'm fine doing that to each of... Actually, I'll just do it to capacitor twice. Beautiful. Lock it. Hey. Whew. Huh? Oh, it isn't even removed. That's lovely. Put that back in the stuff. Hopefully this freezes the right thing. it didn't. All right, let's give that another one a go. And completely skip that intro. We've seen it just a moment ago. I really wanted to go for the wizard first because I wanted the better equipment to go then back against the squid. Ah, well. Doesn't always work out like that. Perfect. Definitely want to shock this enemy every single turn because they just have to take 3 extra damage as a direct result. Neat. Bubble gun. It's almost certainly correct to not remove the bubble gun early and have that so that you can try and keep 2 pieces of equipment later. But if I destroy the other piece of equipment too early, specifically if I destroy capacitor too early, actually I'm in complete disarray. I actually, ideally do want the enemy to deal as much damage here as they can to me. Simply due to the fact that it gets our focus up. I definitely can't burn capacitor. It's actually incredible for us. Is that true? Let's try it. Okay, mosquito bite. Yeah, complete garbage. Gemstone staff. Okay, so the opening is very deterministic here. Sticky hands. So something I like to do is try and go into the sticky hands fight with no money, because then the sticky hands steals money from you that you don't have, and when you win the fight, you get the extra money that they happen to create as they tried to steal from you back, so you can actually eke out a little bit of extra money. But I'm gonna have to fight these 2 enemies and then buy something for 4 in this shop. I'll give it a go. Fine, I'll focus this time. Shock him again. Beauty. Absolute beauty. Get a wee bit of HP back before we kill. Yeah, Spanner Sword is actually garbage. Combining random dice also seems complete garbage. I'm gonna get a little bit of HP before I go for the Super Gardener, just because I'm terrified of super enemies. Whee! It feels like Spanner does nothing. I don't know why there are so many different pieces of equipment that offer you this effect. Not combine random dice, but combining extra dice. It's not good? It doesn't seem good? Maybe it's just me. It just doesn't seem like it has any positive focus. I've never seen a usage, or rather, I've very rarely seen usages where combining dice is worth doing at all. That's my confusion. Don't you go poking around in my mushrooms. It's taken me 83 years to get them this soggy. Quite an effort. Someone else. Hey! Perfect. Mosquito bites garbage. Okay. Double dice. Doubles dice value. Oh, it's the double twice. Sorry, 2 usages this time. well for me. It would be if I still had capacitor. Molotov cocktail, do damage on a 4, burn a dice. I'm gonna take the Molotov. Scrap Club is so expensive. Wow. It's considered that powerful? All right. I'm interested. Sticky hands. Sticky hands is gonna try and steal from me. I have no money whatsoever. I actually don't necessarily think this is the best play that I could have made here, or the best thing I could purchase, but I do want to demonstrate this whole effect that I'm talking about. So I intentionally made sure that we had to... I intentionally made sure that we redid the blood sip there, despite the fact that it wasn't really necessary. But also that I waited for the focus until after I'd burned an enemy die. Alright, so we kill him and get 2 gold back. 1 from killing the enemy and 1 from the one they stole from me coming back. Something else at random. Alright. Fine. Double edge, do damage to both you and the enemy. That's garbage. And Blast Chiller. 4 damage plus 1 freeze on reusable. Interesting. Well, you can take a Silver Dagger. I'm just going to try and get way too much equipment so that if I lose things, I'm fine with it. I'll keep the Scrap Club in my... backpack just in case, but Molotov, screwdriver, Silver Dagger. And I'll probably get rid of either of them except for the Silver Dagger here. Okay. Is this still a level 2 sneezy? Alright. It's a good fight. Oh, the enemy's not going to be able to use Sneeze next turn. Literally, unless they roll a 1, they can't damage me. Hell yeah. That's it, they're already dead. Hardly a concern at that point. I'm gonna take the re-equip, actually. Berlin key. Set a random dice to something and then return the dice. Interesting. I don't know what that's gonna translate to when when it gets destroyed is the thing. I kind of want to find out. Inflict 1 burn, always offered at scrap. Okay, that's interesting. So, 1, 2, I've got 2 more fights this floor, and then 2 floors after that. Final floor's a boss. Okay, so it's literally 1, 2, and then it's probably 3 fights next floor, so a total of 5 fights. In 2 of them, I have the ability to just say, hey, I want to keep my current set of equipment. So... that means I do want to end up with 2 pieces of equipment that I'm very, very comfortable taking into the final fight. I think Blast Chiller is really interesting. The reusability of a freeze makes me feel like I'll be able to get to the boss and then say, all of your dire 1s, constantly. And if I can do that, there are a lot of bosses that are completely invalidated. Aoife doesn't matter at all at that point. She'll have no shields whatsoever. Scathish will do no damage to us whatsoever. Buster will Buster will also do no damage to us whatsoever. I think Madison would probably be okay at fighting us with that. Those are the only bosses I think I can give, like, reasonable predictions on. Hello, Yeti. I don't really want to change any of these. Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was real dumb. The amount of damage I dealt to myself there was absolutely insane. So, effectively what had happened there is I decided, oh, this damage, this is a damage race because I won't have the ability to, out of my other two pieces of equipment, get enough damage to kill the enemy here. I'm gonna try again, because I'm not comfortable ending on that, especially considering it's just me being really, really bad. All the equipment's being changed, status effects work differently, and enemies get 10% extra HP. Finally, we've actually read the intro as well. I got ants in my pants today because I want to get so much recording done. Because the STS character, the 4th STS character, comes out in about 9 hours. So I have to get as much content that is an STS recorded to go up while I'm doing exclusively STS for the next week, effectively. I do apologize about that, but it's got me feeling a certain kind of way. Stress, but with intensity. I'm happy to go for the shock just because I know that it's, like, it carries with it 3 extra damage. Oh, so Fury did just effectively do exactly what Fury usually does. That's interesting. Gotta keep that in mind. Fury is Fury for this. Something else. Yeah. There it goes. And it's the gemstone stuff, and this could be what? Knitting needle, gain thorn. Ooh. That could actually be important. It'd be interesting to see how. I don't think I need to deal with the gemstone stuff. Just lock the enemy out of being able to use any of their things unless they want to take damage. Beauty.
Yes, get out of here then. And don't you dare pick my raspberries. They're for me and my friends, and not for thoughtless adventurers.
Again, the voice just evolves over time. Something else at random. Ooh, just gain a thorn for free. Neat. And again, the Spanish sword. Yeah, okay, so it's extremely deterministic earlier, but there is apparently one free choice necessarily on the first floor. That's super Robotobot. Needle, 5 and a 2, just get back 2, and then... How many moves do you have? Ooh. You have enough that I actually... Game? I've experienced this before, but I put a capacitor, I put the 6 in the capacitor, it triggered, and then the second 6 that I was dragging in for the next capacitor triggered in the first one. So I'm one capacitor short of the damage that I should have actually dealt this turn. Hopefully it doesn't make a difference. The enemy would have 3 less HP. Well, 5 less HP, sorry. They rolled real poor that turn. Much appreciated, game. Yeah, I should be Thornsing at the start of each of them. It's restore 1 health with each attack this turn on yourself. I thought it was restore 1 HP whenever the enemy hits you, but that's just effectively damage negation. Yeah. So those 3 final hits I shouldn't have taken because the enemy should have already, by all rights, been dead. Although I also should have 2 extra HP on top of that if I'd been playing correctly and gotten the thorns out in the right time. Getting access to a lot of freeze right now. Pretty comfortable with that. I like the idea of being able to get a crowbar in this build, but I don't necessarily know if that's something that's actually allowed. First, I'm gonna just shock both of those pieces of equipment from you. Excellent. That was wrong. Why combine them? It gave me no positive effect to have done so. Yeah, that's fine. Go all into the capacitor because the enemy dies if they do anything. Sweet. Adios, marshmallow. Managed to level up, so I've completely erased all of the errors I made earlier. Hell yeah. Something else. It's capacitor. Not really what I wanted to hit there. I'm going to take the doppel twice here. The idea is that if I upgrade the doppel dice, I'm assuming that it'll remove the maximum of 3, and then I just throw all of those extra die into gemstones and blast chillers. Maximum of 5. Okay. So I probably have to get the scrap metal out of my builds in this fight. Ooh, here we go. That, and then... Hey! Got an extra dice out of it. Lovely. Always what I'm looking for. That's exactly the kind of turn that I'm looking to get from these. Very pleased to have gotten it. Ooh, pirates die. Complete garbage. Adios. The bubble gun. Take the HP before we bounce. Hyper's jacket. Gain shield. So add shield, and then it's clarifying that shield is gain block each turn? I don't necessarily understand what that's doing. Big stick. Big stick's gonna be better than high-vis jacket for us. Sorry for jumping off the space there, that's my bad. Just because the high-vis jacket doesn't work when I'm like maximizing the value of my die. I'm gonna throw Spanosword in instead, just so that I can try and get something. Like, these two are garbage, and if either of those get picked, I'll trash them happily. These two both I kind of want to keep, but it's only double twice that I am very intent on keeping. I want to try and build around it. Let's gain some thorns and do barely any damage at all. Because the enemy doesn't get a heal out of it. Don't really have anywhere to invest all of these is the giant problem into which we run right now. Again, I've got to remember, it's difficult because I am very familiar with how thorns work before I enter the parallel universe. So it's gonna take a while of trying to read, oh, the parallel universe means that I can't look at thorns and go, oh, thorns trigger that at the end of my turn, because you have to do it at the start now. And that is my understanding, the intention of this mode. Oh yeah, burn anything other than double dice. Perfect. Another upgrade. I'm gonna do it. Getting Blast Chiller upgraded. Throw that in, take out the Spanosword, get in the high-vis. We're gonna have to be lucky not to lose either of those, but you're gonna have to cross your fingers with me on this one. I think this fight's gonna be really easy. And then I think I'm going to take a bunch of damage in the copycat fight. So after that, I'm going to want that healing. Reduce by blocks the next status effect. What? What? I have to do that earlier, otherwise the focus is completely useless. Let's just freeze all of those dice so the damage is at the very least low. What does Ice Age do? Because freeze all die. Oh, it does it a bunch of extra times. Fair enough. Alright, what's shield? Restores 4 HP at the start of your next turn. Shield disappears after healing. Huh. Okay, so just delayed healing. Neat. I need the extra HP. Otherwise, I'm just going to die in this fight again. Good lord, the Yeti gives you the old what for? Seriously? It looks like we'll be able to make it out. Yeah, make it out of here. Rough stuff. Oh, no, it's not. I was about to say it's not guaranteed, but thank you, Ice Age. Or rather, thank you, Yeti, for hitting me enough in order to trigger focus. Hang on, I can't doppel dice. Sorry, I can't doppel twice to get an extra die out here. Which means that I can maximum trigger 1 hit against the enemy. Fine. That's gonna be the case. I'll make sure that I get some healing out of it as well. That's sweet. Now we get to level up. Right? What? No, not again. Or rather, again, we won't. Because everything got locked down and we didn't have focus on that turn. So healing rather than defending is actually much better because you can still get access to your limit break. Yeah, let's just go. Didn't need to thorns there because I'm leveling up. Burn the Hibis. More than happy to there. Just because I have the other two that are completely determinate. Oh, yes! Scrap bump. Thank you. I've got one floor that I need to be able to hold through then. Because this should be fine, right? Copycat gets my same piece of equipment, but the Copycat has been nerfed to have like 1 die less than it previously had. It was also important that I leveled up before I came to the Copycat, just so that I have an extra die over the top of them. Best way of guaranteeing that I get as many as possible there. Perfect. And if I completely freeze all of their stuff, it's going to be really hard for them to do significant stuff back. What? You did nothing at the end of the turn there. Much appreciated, but I'm not certain that was the strategic best move you could have made. Try your best. Are you gonna double it again and then do nothing? What is this? I guess they just don't understand how to use cooldown equipment? Wild. Appreciate it. It's still wild. Take that Magic 6. Magic 6 is real good for us. Our next floor is going to be so good. Get the extra money and bounce. Super Sneezy. Okay, so the Super Sneezy, specifically the level 3, that's going to be poison. That's going to be a good opportunity to learn what the poison effect actually does in the parallel universe. Lowering this enemy's die is really important. Ooh! What a garbage turn you've had. Poison. A random piece of equipment is poison. Reduce the countdown on it to 0 by the end of your turn, or take damage. I don't use that piece of equipment. I'm happy to take 1 damage. Fill the 7. And just keep chugging along. Great fights. Having, like, permanent access to freezing the enemies is worth... Oh, yes! Thank you! We're getting very lucky on not losing all of these. Befuddle. Return, duplicate 1 dice, return the other. I mean, it's interesting, if nothing else. If I win this fight and burn Befuddle, I might just take 2 pieces of equipment and then run to the boss. It is remarkable that I've managed to keep the Blast Chiller and Double Twice, rather, as long as I have. That one's on. And again and again and again. The enemy has the countdowns as well, so freezing them is so effective here. Woo! That turn would have been absolute hell without it. Alright, fingers crossed that Befuddle is the one that we get to keep. Not ideally what I wanted. Still an okay turn, but could have gotten an extra freeze out with just a slightly better merge. I'll hold focus. This fight really shouldn't require that I use it. Excellent. That's 3 triggers. Quite easily, in fact. Enemy doesn't matter to get the headbutt off this turn, so yeah, easy locked up kill. Fingers crossed for the solution. Come on, and offer me Befuddle. That's fine as well. That's also fine. I was too narrowly focused on Befuddle when that was also correct. Do 2 damage, add 2 each battle. Really? Bit late. Scissors, deal 6 damage, split the die in 2. Does that matter? Deal 6 damage, split the die in 2. kind of. It helps us get out extra gemstones without wasting 6s. Sorry, not extra gemstones, they're not gemstones. Must equal 5 to roll 2 5s. So we drop Transformer. We have Befuddle, Blast, Chiller, Doppel twice, and then Scissors. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing all of that, skipping the Dire Wolf and going straight to the boss. You're kidding me, right? Boss isn't next. Alright, we kill the Wicker Man. Hopefully the Wicker Man removes... You know what? I'm removing Doppel twice from my build right now, and I'm going to try and fight with this. If I can kill the Wicker Man with this, I'll level up at the end of the fight. That's fine. I'll level up at a piece of equipment. I'll try and take one from here and see if I get a scrap. If I do get a scrap, fight the Kraken, run. I'm committing to the not hitting the final level here. And I have to hold Doppel twice. It's it is my build right now. Is Doppel twice. Whereas I can burn anything except for Blast Chiller. As long as I have Doppel twice outside of the inventory. Honestly, the idea of using Transformer seems cool, but I already committed in the wrong direction for that. Not the split I was looking for. Shame that. Oh yeah, this enemy's equipment is just complete garbage compared to our freezing build. So I'm at least comfortable with that. Got him. Whew. Double status effects! Yeah! Permanently freeze enemies. Copy equipment, copy equipment, copy equipment. Is copy equipment? Is copy equipment? Copy equipment? What would that be? You befuddle? It's copy equipment. Second blast chiller does nothing. Befuddle doesn't get us extra as much as, like, getting a second double dice hit us. So we couple the double twice. No, okay, that doesn't matter. And half sizing the befuddle is good. Sweet. Scrap. Not scrap. That's a far better translation rate for damage, isn't it? Right? What it was. Alright, hang on. What does it work out to? This is 20 for every 32, so it's 10 for every 16, so it's 5 for every 8. So it's 5 for every 8 versus 6 for every 8. This is, like, less wasteful, though, because I'm not likely to have as many wasted pips as I do when I put a 6 and a 6 in a blast chiller. I take out scissors, put in Scorpion and Mosquito Bite. I'm happy burning anything except for Blast Chiller. Even Befuddle. 2, the 4, then the 4 gets me that. Another 4. Sweet. I'm happy to use a 6 and a 3 there. I actually do need to continue lowering the enemy's dice, so like regardless of the fact that I can start investing in the Scorpion, it's likely significantly more effective to just keep freezing them. Especially because if the enemy can't overwhelm, what are they doing? Okay, I'm now blind for 2 turns. Cannot see remaining HP. If literally all they can do in this entire fight is prevent me from seeing the remaining HP, I've already won. That's fine. I actually do want another 2. 6 and completely overload. Oh, it's double all status effects. Okay, so blind got doubled as well. That's interesting. I should keep that in mind because it means if I have a boss that's, I don't know, shocking me, I probably don't want to run straight to those overloads. Straight kill, easy. Skipping the entire next. Oh, yes! What's it? Thank you. Didn't even have to burn something useful. Capacitor. Do I care about shocking the enemy? It seems like scissor isn't necessary, so I guess I will take the capacitor. And bounce. So I just have ridiculous status effects against Madison. Alright. We're a level short, so we have 1 less die than usual, but we have a... Oh! Madison is completely immune to freeze. Alright, well, at least we have the shock as well. And Scorpion. Hi, I'm Madison, and I have only 1 more fight to win before I qualify for my beating dice easily in boss fights badge. Inability to freeze her is like rude as hell though. Repeat next attack but disable it for the next turn. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, that's fine. There's nothing I can do about that right now, so let's just focus on what we can do stuff about with right now. That one. So freezing the enemy literally doesn't matter at all, right? Mm-hmm. Oops. And I'll throw the extras into Scorpion there. Just gonna try and keep shocking the enemy 3 times in a turn so that she has to take extra damage in order to do anything. Sweet. Seems like it's working so far. Your Fury question mark is, yeah, used twice but cannot be used the next turn. Neat. Okay. Blood sipping every turn is actually going to be significant. Damn it! Again! That bug is really annoying. Really, really, really annoying. Wasted 2 6s, so I'm only getting 1 effect there. Knew you were going to do that effect. At least we finally have our focus. Enemy is literally only going to have access to chocolate cookie next turn. Wild. Double twice does nothing right now, right? Yeah, literally nothing. Okay. One into capacitor, 2 into capacitor, 3 into capacitor. Now I'm comfortable going for the scorpion. Yeah, I'm really comfortable with the fact that I decided to avoid as many enemies as possible and go straight for the boss. Not super pleased about who the boss was, but at the very least, it wasn't too much of an issue for us. Oof. Catch you around, Maddie. Well, I've got to give you one thing. You're persistent. Still thinking about your heart's desire? Focused on that win? Then let's set the wheels spinning. I imagine if you beat the 6th, it like accidentally lands on the success or something. And now let's stop the wheel on, look at that, another unfortunate loss. It feels like I'm not better at the Inventor than the other characters, but that I'm having a lot more success building broken things as the Inventor than other characters. And that is one of the things that I try and capitalize on first. Like, fundamentally, the way that I try and play a game is, especially in my own time, is try and find what breaks that game and then tamp it back from there into a general strategy, right? So a lot of the times, for games like Dark Souls and things like that, I'll watch the speedrun strats, and then I'll try and adapt that down to what would be my level of play. Break it, and then make it fair afterwards. And I feel like that's a much more successful strategy with the Inventor than it has been with any of the other characters so far. I feel like it will be a successful strategy with the Witch once I understand the Witch well enough in order to break. For the moment, though, we have a challenge complete for any parallel universe done, and the Sticky Hands is here. Their favorite food is candy from a baby. Their hobbies are yo-yo, football, and hiding plastic spiders in your sandwich. Their happiest moment is tricking Lady Luck into sitting on a whoopee cushion, and their reason for entering the dungeon is because they wanted to win a big bottle of sneezing powder. Excellent. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game, and Dicey Dungeons. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.